Hello and welcome to this video of Kinnaber, an area around it. Kinnaber's just north of Montrose, and this includes some puzzles. I found a military camp. Not quite sure, I've read things about it and it's meant to have been this and that, and a radio listening station, and then belonging to the US Air Force and so on and so forth. Didn't make a lot of sense when you went in and had a look round. There was only one little aerial, and I'm sure a listening post would have had more than one. Well, we'll see. No idea what really went on there. Long story. This is on the north side, no, south side. No, this is on the north side of Kinnaber, by the viaduct. That's across the A92. And this is up on the viaduct itself. Lovely sign, well worth a read. And that's looking towards St Cyrus and the travellers' camp there. And that's to do with the fishing club, that building with a turf roof. And that's the A92. And that's the side you go to Montrose. And here we are back on the viaduct. Out there's the North Sea, and that's practically a 360. We're back at the travellers' camp. The travellers are like the poor, it's biblical. They're with us always. They just put this place up one bank holiday, and it's been there ever since. Aberdeen County Council don't know what the heck to do. I think it looks rather nice, but then I don't live around here. And I used to know, if she's still about, I used to know the lady that lived over there with two white Alsatians. That's the North Sea out there, and that's the River North Esk. And as I say, this is the north side of it. This is on the St Cyrus side. But I shall be going up the other side, because I have a friend with me here called Jan, local knowledge. He knows his way around, and he will be acting as my guide. Sorry, Jan. This is the water, obviously. You can stand here fishing. I've seen the guys here fishing, and obviously when the tide's in and the river's in flow, all this lot's underwater anyway. And you can see it comes down at a fair old force, even this shallow. And it's not narrow, it's not like it's been squeezed into a small gap. I like water. That's the A92. Just look at the reflections though, it's really nice. I like that. That's that turf roof on the fishing club. I've never seen anybody get up there with a lawnmower, but I can't think of any other way to look after it. I don't know enough about them. That's the fishing club roof there, again. That's the viaduct again, with the A92 in the distance. Picturesque sort of place. That's us sort of coming from looking out to the estuary, where it joins the North Sea, and back towards the bridges and the fishing club. Nice area. And there's a friendly little bunny wabbit. That's up near the nature reserve, past Steptoes Yard. It's been on television, second-hand place, on Drew Pritchard's Antiques or something. This is looking back towards the bridges. And again, looking down towards the viaduct. Nice walking country, nice and flat round here. And this is us on the other side of the Esk, the North Esk. We are now on the Kinnaber side, which is the south side. And that's the view of the A92 from this side, the south side instead of the north side. Could be the viaduct, I can't be sure. I think it's the viaduct. And these are war emplacements to stop tanks coming ashore. They're all dotted down this side of the river. And there's a rope hanging from a tree. They must hang them high around here. And a pair of underpants. You don't see a tree that grows underpants every day. Only in Scotland would you find that. No choice of colour, I'm afraid. They're either green and black or nothing. It's just how it is. Knickers. This is the remains of an old clinker-built boat, just left to go to rack and ruin. Certainly won't be putting to sea anytime soon. You will see some more modern ones as we progress on the walk. There's some more of those emplacements. Anti-tank things, I think that they are. Because don't forget, I've mentioned there's a military camp near here, and there was also an airfield. The old Montrose airfield's very near here, and there's a camp there, best I can describe it. Whatever, they don't want people to go in. Surrounded by huge metal fence with spikes on top and barbed wire. Padlock gates, and the gates are also chained and padlocked. They certainly don't want MD having a look round. It's probably still MOD, I don't know. And there's some of the boats that are used today. Fishing down this end. Or fishing, they look like creels on the back, so obviously somebody's gone out and doing a wee bitty. Unusual one, that one on the right, is mid-engined. You see the engines goes through the middle of the boat. The little outboard. And the other one is, I've just noticed, it's the same. The engine goes there, near the stern, but not hanging off the back of the boat like would be normal. And that's us looking towards St Cyrus. And away in the distance, you've obviously got Dundee. You've obviously got Aberdeen. Dundee's behind us, wrong direction. I'm getting my norths and my souths mixed up. I get a lot of things mixed up. Old age and poverty, terrible combination. And there you can see these sea-based concrete pillars. I don't think they were ever used in anger. In fact, I'm darn sure they weren't. But they could have been. They were there. I'm sure with that big opening there, the tanks could have still come ashore. But that opening's man-made. For sure it is. Nobody's going to go at the expense of putting all them concrete pillars up and then leaving a big gap so the tanks can come through it. So the Esk's quite wide here. And then this is looking across where the old airfield used to be. And somewhere over there is this unused, securely locked, what looks like meant to be a radar or radio station or a satellite station to Edzell, where the RAF were also based. Here it is. Barbed wire, sharp spikes, railings, all the gear, stop you getting in. But I've found if you follow the doggy walking trails, you will always find a way in. You don't have to be strong to bend the rails, it's not necessary. Just follow the doggy walking trails and you'll get there. Once you're in, there's the aerial to the right. There's only the one. There could have been more, I don't know. Because the place has got a terrible amount of power going in, which you'll see all the boxes on the wall. This was not just the case of plugging in an electric kettle and making a cup of tea sort of place. But what made me wonder, I've read it's meant to be an Air Force listening post. And perhaps it is. But there's a slight problem, or there was for me. Lack of aerials, and this notice, nursing administration, psychology and pharmacy. Please ring the bell. That does not mean a radar station. And on the roof, or the ceiling in here, are a set of rails that X-ray equipment could have been pushed about on. I just don't see this as being a listening station. Well, what do I know? Somebody out there will be watching this video and say, of course it was a listening station. My granddad used to work there and that's what he told me. Listen, that doesn't make it true, all right? Everybody was told to say something. These walls have ears. World War II. Nobody knew the truth. Nobody told the truth. It was all hush-hushed. Look at the power supply in here. Look at the bars. That's for heavy-duty equipment. And radios are not heavy-duty equipment. There's somebody's bed. And there's art. Obviously, Picasso was stationed here. And you wouldn't want to use that, trust me. I mean it. You certainly wouldn't want to do anything in there. And you wouldn't want to try and get clean in that shower. And the sink's seen better days. But somebody had been living there recently. Because that cupboard has got a tin in it lying down and it's full. And look, teaspoon, frying pan and more tins. And according to the dates on the tin, valid until 2019, and it wasn't the Swallows either. Yeah, puzzle. I'm waiting to see what other people will say. Look at that, its own power supply. Now, having been an amateur radio ham, and still am, a G4, I know radios don't need that much power. I don't care what the heck they were listening to. Oh no, we're coming to the end of the video. No! Oh dear, that's a shame. Never mind. I do mind, you silly old fool. Of course I mind, I'm enjoying it. Anyway, that's your lot. And as I'm fond of saying to everybody listening and looking, Ta-ra the new Jimmy, and Jimmy covers everybody.